Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Zalitz. Over the past week I've been playing the Destiny beta on the PS4, and in this video I'm going to break down my first impressions for you. I'm going to start in a place where you might not expect, and that's with the story. The story is a massive part of what makes Destiny such a fantastic game. It is just fantastic. It feels like you're a part of a great sci-fi movie. Having only seen the introduction, I'm already hooked. The idea of this giant, mysterious traveller, a completely unknown sentient being coming from across the stars to our planet, with no idea why it came here, sharing with us technologies beyond our own capabilities, making us feel like the possibilities are endless, and making us want to discover just how this changed our Earth, and us using that in different ways to colonise different planets, mixed with the brilliant visuals of the colony ships that you see throughout while you're playing. It just feels like you're a part of something great. To top that off, there's great voice actors. Throughout the story you have a ghost which is a part of the Traveller that follows you around and helps you in your quests and missions, and this is voiced by no other than Game of Thrones' Peter Dinklage, who plays the part really convincingly. You also have the iconic voice of Bill Nighy playing the voice of the Traveller, who is a humanoid being who speaks for the Traveller whilst it is unable to speak for itself. His voice really adds to the mystery of what the Traveller actually is. Also, I have to mention that there are some absolutely stunning visuals in the cutscenes. When you see the giant Traveller just hanging above the planet, it just makes you think, wow. After experiencing all of this, I think one of the greatest potentials of Destiny is its storyline. After only playing the introduction to the story, I'm already genuinely excited to find out where the story will go from here and uncovering some of the mysteries that Destiny has already presented to us.
But the Traveller had an enemy.
So next we move on to character. I think one of the toughest jobs that Destiny has is trying to meld the MMO format with the shooter. This presents several difficulties when trying to create character progression, because character progression within an MMO and within a shooter are two very different things. So when you start out with your character creation, you are presented with a very MMO style choice, and that is class. There are 3 different classes in the game, and once you've chosen them you can't go back on it. There will also be subclasses that you unlock when you get to level 15, but as the beta was capped at level 8, this was something that I did not experience. The 3 different classes are Titan, Warlock and Hunter. The Titan is the most physically strong class, a class that seems focused on strong melee attacks, with its supercharged power ability being a ground slam, which obliterates enemies within the area of effect. The Warlock is focused more on pure damage. It's more of like a spell slinger, which in a futuristic setting is really kind of cool. Its supercharged ability is a bolt of lightning. And the third one, which is my favourite, is Hunter, and that one is focused on speed and agility, with the supercharged ability, the Golden Gun. This is a really cool GoldenEye-esque move, where you get 3 bullets in a golden Magnum style pistol, which cause a lot of damage. The abilities that you get to use is another way that they meld a shooter with an MMO. You unlock different abilities at different levels. Some of them can be stereotypical of an MMO, for example stat upgrades. You can get things that increase your armor or your agility. But on the other hand, you can get different type of grenade abilities, and different type of abilities that can change your playstyle to suit you. Okay, next I'm going to move on to the world. The world of Destiny is absolutely gorgeous. The utilisation of the PS4 graphics just make for some absolutely stunning visuals. The game starts off on Earth, set in old Russia, after it's been all but destroyed by the Darkness, the ancient enemy of the Traveller. When the game comes out, there will also be access to other planets, such as Venus and Mars. There will also be access to the Moon, which in itself is really cool to see what we did with the Traveller's technology to convert those planets into our own. There's a lot of travelling around in Destiny. After every mission, you go back to your ship, and then a lot of the time you have to return back to the tower to hand in a mission. The tower is a social place for people to gather, where you can buy weapons from vendors, chill with your guild, or casually have a kick around with a football. Okay, so what about gameplay? The first activity that you're presented with in Destiny is a story mission, and these make up the core of the game. This is how the story will progress. The story missions that were available within the beta were very cool, very atmospheric, and really got you hooked on the storyline whilst presenting you with some awesome looking mobs, some challenging gameplay, which all added up to a whole lot of fun. Then there are free roams. This is a game mode that allows you to explore the open world. You can find random missions yourself by using your ghost, or you can find public events which automatically show up on the map, and you can team up with people in the area to complete these missions and earn the rewards. There are only around 6 people within an area at one time, but you can still join together to do public events or even help each other on missions. Then, one of my favourite parts of Destiny, strikes. If you're familiar with MMOs, strikes are like dungeons. There was one available during the beta, that was called the Devil's Lair. This was comprised of 3 different bosses, and you worked with 2 other people to work through to get to the end boss and complete the objectives. They have also announced that there will be raids at endgame, so that is really cool, something I really love to see, how this traditional MMO format translates to a shooter. The PvP that I got to play, which was only 2 maps, was very much in the style of the old Halo games. The game modes that I actually got to play were domination style matches with 3 different points that you had to capture, and you periodically got points for the amount of flags that your team held. One of the things that I found really interesting about the PvP was gearing your character. There are game modes within the PvP where there are no gear advantage. However, there is a game mode which allows you to compete against other players in the gear that you've earned throughout the game. So my final thoughts after playing the Destiny beta is that the game has the potential to be groundbreaking. It has a rare opportunity here to be the first in a brand new genre of games that mixes an MMO with a shooter on a console format which brings together 2 audiences from MMOs and shooters. I really love the storyline, it really hooked me, I really enjoyed their take on the dungeons, introducing the strikes, and I really can't wait until Destiny comes out for release. I have been Zalitz, thank you very much for watching this video, I'll see you all again soon.